Okay, so get this right. You're at the grocery store, and for the life of you, you can't remember if you need eggs.
Classic. Happens to the best of us.
Right. So instead of trying to channel your inner grocery guru, you just whip out your phone and bam, a live view of your fridge. No more guessing games, just straight up AI convenience.
That's the future Samsung's painting, and honestly, it's looking pretty sleek.
Totally. And we're diving deep into all the deets today. We've got a whole stack of their latest announcements about their new interface and this whole AI thing.
Yeah, we're talking next-level personalization here. Your Galaxy devices won't just keep up, they'll be one step ahead.
Exactly. So first up, Samsung's dropping a massive update to their interface. They're calling it One UI 7.
This isn't just some minor facelift either. It's their biggest UI overhaul ever. And for good reason, too.
Lay it on us. What's the big deal?
Well, look around. The tech world's changing faster than ever, right? Especially with all the advancements we've seen with iOS and Android 16. Samsung's not just following the crowd here, they're responding to a real need. People want a smoother, more intuitive experience with their devices.
And One UI 7 is their answer to that.
Exact.
Got it, got it. So for those of us who aren't exactly tech wizards, what's going to be the most noticeable change?
Well, one of the first things you'll probably notice is the whole new split notification menu.
Split notification menu.
Yeah, it's kind of like what iPhone users have with those separate swipes for like notifications and your quick settings.
Okay, okay.
And whether you're used to that layout or not, it just makes sense. Everything's right where you'd expect it to be.
I like it. Intuitive.
Exactly. And the best part, Samsung's giving you the option to stick with the old style if that's what you're into. Because, hey, who doesn't love having options?
Choices.
Yeah.
So that's not just about function, right? They're giving the whole interface a visual refresh, too.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking sleek new icons, a little touch of that modern Material U aesthetic.
Which, for those of us who don't speak tech, means
Basically, a more streamlined, intuitive design language, and wait for it, a super slick, pill-shaped battery icon.
ooh, I'm into it.
It's those little details.
Make all the difference.
Right, and they haven't just focused on looks. They've put a lot of thought into one-handed usability, which is huge these days since, our phones keep growing.
Don't they? My pinky finger feels it.
Right. So, for example, they redesigned the camera app. All the essential controls are super easy to reach with just your thumb.
Oh, that's clutch. No more finger yoga just to take a picture.
Exactly.
Love it. What else?
Well, remember how the multitasking menu used to be kind of a mess?
Maybe.
Well, One UI 7 brings some much-needed organization to the party. Instead of those overlapping windows, you've got these neat little stacks of apps, which makes navigating between them so much easier.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Organized chaos. So all of this sounds pretty amazing, but is there anything else? Like any juicy rumors?
Well, rumor has it Samsung might be cooking up their own version of that dynamic island thing, that shape-shifting notification bar on iPhones.
Yeah.
Now, this is just speculation at this point, but if it's true, we could be talking about a whole new level of interaction on your Galaxy.
Now that's exciting. So we've covered the whole interface makeover, which is already huge, but there's more to this, right? This AI thing. This isn't just about a prettier phone.
You're telling me this is where things get really interesting. It's Samsung's approach to AI that takes this to a whole new level. They're not just tacking on features, they're baking AI into every nook and cranny of their devices.
Okay, so paint me a picture. What does that actually look like?
Think about it, your phone, fridge, TV, even your washing machine, all working in sync, anticipating your needs before you even realize you have them. That's the future Samsung is building.
Okay, so that fridge example from before about checking on your groceries when you're at the store.
Yeah, that's not some futuristic fantasy anymore. Samsung's putting AI-powered cameras in their appliances so you can see inside remotely.
Yeah, way.
Imagine you're in the dairy aisle, totally blanking on whether you need milk.
The struggle is real.
Right, but now, boom, quick glance at your phone and you know exactly what's up with your fridge situation.
Game changer. No more playing mental Tetris with your grocery list.
Exactly. No more wasted trips, no more second guessing. It's about making your life easier,
I'm all about it. So it's not just convenience then.
It's about way more than that. It's about technology that empowers you, simplifies your day-to-day, and frees up your time and energy for the things that really matter.
Preach. Okay, so walk me through this. Let's say it's a typical day. How is Samsung's AI going to rock my world?
Okay, so picture this. You wake up, but not to that jarring alarm clock. Instead, it's a personalized daily board on your TV.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's showing you the weather, your schedule for the day, maybe even suggesting a playlist based on your mood.
It's like having a personal assistant who knows me better than I know myself.
Right. But it doesn't stop there. Later in the day, let's say you're feeling totally uninspired for dinner.
Dinner inspiration is a real struggle some nights.
Tell me about it. But your smart fridge is one step ahead. It's got your back, it knows what's inside, and it suggests recipes based on what you've already got.
Oh, stop it. This is amazing. I'm sold. No more staring blankly into the fridge abyss.
Right. It's about seamless integration. Like, imagine you're chilling on the couch, catching up on some articles on your phone,
Love a good scroll.
but you want to see something on a bigger screen.
Yeah.
With this new setup, a quick glance at your Galaxy tab, and boom, whatever you were looking at on your phone is right there.
So smooth. No more interrupting your flow. No more fiddling around with different devices.
Exactly. And they're taking that seamlessness to calls, too. You can effortlessly transfer calls between your phone, your tablet, even your TV.
No way, really.
Yeah. Imagine starting a video call in your home office and then seamlessly moving it to the living room when it's time to unwind.
Okay, that is seriously cool. It's like they're breaking down all the walls between devices.
Exactly. It's about creating a truly connected experience that revolves around you. And it's not just about personal convenience either. Samsung's putting a lot of emphasis on using AI to empower families and caregivers.
Oh, right. I remember reading something about that. How does that work?
Well, imagine a caregiver getting a notification when their loved one opens the fridge, right? So it's peace of mind, knowing they're eating, they're active.
That's amazing. And really reassuring for caregivers. What else?
Or think about how AI could help remind someone to take their medication, even allow caregivers to check in remotely to make sure everything is A-okay.
Wow, that's incredible. They're really using AI to make a real difference.
Exactly. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we can use it to improve people's lives in meaningful ways. And, that brings us to a really important point.
It's a lot to think about, right? It sounds amazing, all this connectivity, but there's got to be a trade-off somewhere. Like, are we giving up too much by letting all our devices know our every move?
You're hitting on a huge point. We're talking about a whole new level of integration between our lives and technology. On the one hand, there's all this amazing potential for personalization, but then on the other hand, there's the whole issue of data privacy and security. It's a balancing act, for sure.
So what is Samsung doing to make sure our info stays safe? That we're not just handing over the keys to our digital kingdom?
Well, they're really emphasizing this unified Samsung account experience. They're calling it Samsung Account Pass, and it basically means you've got one secure login for everything Samsung.
So instead of having a million different logins for every little thing.
Exactly. You've got one master key.
Got it. Streamlined.
Right. And they're even talking about bringing those browser-based logins to mobile devices using QR codes.
Oh, interesting. I've seen those for websites, but on my phone. That's cool.
It's all about making things smoother, more secure.
Okay. But even with all that, it still boils down to trust, doesn't it? I mean, we're relying on Samsung to keep our data safe.
100%. And that's why it's more important than ever to be informed. Ask questions. Demand transparency from tech companies. We need to understand what's happening with our data, how it's being used, and what kind of protections are in place.
So it's not just about blindly trusting these companies. It's about being active participants in how this technology develops.
Exactly. Because the future of tech, it's not something that just happens to us. It's something we all shape through the choices we make.
Powerful stuff. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Samsung, what's the main takeaway for our listeners? What's that one nugget of wisdom you want them to walk away with?
Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged. Don't be afraid to ask those tough questions, to demand clear answers, and make your voice heard. Because ultimately, the future of technology depends on all of us.
Beautifully said. We're not just passive consumers. We have a say in this. We have power.
Exactly.
Well, that was quite a ride. We covered so much ground today, from slick interfaces to AI that could revolutionize our lives. Yeah. A huge thank you to all of you, our amazing listeners, for joining us on this deep dive into Samsung's latest innovations.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little mind-blowing. But most importantly, we hope it sparked some important conversations. Because the future of tech, well, it's a conversation we need to keep having. So keep those questions coming, keep exploring, and join us again next time for another deep dive into the world of cutting-edge technology. Until then, stay curious.